Greetings, fellow Earthlings! I am supposed to read to you a bit from a story from my childhood. I think that's it. Not really sure. I am really sure. I am, that's it. So I was going to read to you something by the Brothers Grimm, but I remembered I only found out about that like 2 years ago. I knew who the Brothers Grimm were, and I got told stories, but never the like really disturbing ones about, for example, that sparrow that kills horses because a guy drove over a dog. You know, that's kind of the disturbing thing that I really like, that I shouldn't like. Oh god. Well, okay, so I was originally going to read to you from Goscinny and Saint-Pé's Petit Nicolas, but then I decided no, I'm not going to put subtitles in anything. So and I thought, well, that's nothing compared to this, to Harry James Potter. This is not my original copy. My original copy is in Portuguese, but I'm going to read to you from this one, the first 2 or 3 pages, I don't know. By the way, you probably all know about Harry Potter. If you don't, oh my god, who are you? If you know, I actually know this, the dedication by heart. For Jessica, who loves stories, for Anne, who loved them too, and for Di, who heard this one first. Chapter 1, The Boy Who Lived. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley at number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal, thank you very much. They were the last people you'd expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious, because they just didn't hold with such nonsense. Mr. Dursley was the director of a firm called Grunnings, which made drills. He was a big, beefy man with hardly any neck, although he did have a very large moustache. Mrs. Dursley was thin and blonde, and had nearly twice the usual amount of neck, which came in very useful as she spent so much of her time craning over garden fences, spying on the neighbours. The Dursleys had a small son called Dudley, and in their opinion there was no finer boy anywhere. The Dursleys had everything they wanted, but they also had a secret, and their greatest fear was that somebody would discover it. They didn't think they could bear it if anyone found out about the Potters. Mrs. Potter was Mrs. Dursley's sister, but they hadn't met for several years. In fact, Mrs. Dursley pretended she didn't have a sister, because her sister and her good-for-nothing husband were as un-Dursleyish as it was possible to be. The Dursleys shuddered to think what the neighbours would say if the Potters arrived in the street. The Dursleys knew that the Potters had a small son too, but they'd never even seen him. This boy was another good reason for keeping the Potters away. They didn't want Dudley mixing with a child like that. When Mr. and Mrs. Dursley woke up on the dull grey Tuesday of our story starts, there was nothing about the cloudy sky outside to suggest that strange and mysterious things would soon be happening all over the country. Mr. Dursley hummed as he picked out his most boring time for work, and Mrs. Dursley gossiped away happily as she wrestled a screaming Dudley into his high chair. None of them noticed a large tawny owl... Crap! None of them noticed a large tawny owl flutter... Crap! None of them noticed a large tawny owl flutter past the window. None of them... Oh, crap, I can't do it. None of them noticed a large tawny owl. None of them noticed a large tawny owl flutter past the window. Okay, let's stop it there. I can't read today, my mouth is too dry. No water in the room. That's it. Don't you like Harry Potter though? If you don't, it's okay if you don't. It's also okay if you haven't heard of it. You can read now. Things... crap. Kimberly, goodbye. It was fun having you along for this short time. I'm sure we'll meet again. And Millie, I hear you like mudkips. Okay.